So I, 22 meters, finally found a hobby other than video games, but my GF, 24F, finds it childish. Hey all. So for context, I never really had a hobby before other than video games. But recently I've been getting into the Pokemon trading card game. I actually really enjoy it and I feel like it's actually making my brain work for it. I told my girlfriend about it excitedly since she knows that I've been searching for a hobby for a while. Unfortunately, when I told her about it she thought it was kind of childish for a 22-year-old man to be playing with Pokemon cards and doesn't see much of a difference between this and a video game. I'm play online for now because COVID. Now whenever I'm on my laptop she always asks, are you playing your Pokemons? It just feels a bit condescending. Almost like it makes me feel bad to play it around her. This all comes as a shock to me because she's usually very supportive of me and hobbies I've tried in the past. I almost want to stop and try something else just so I don't feel embarrassed. Edit. I've read every single comment and did what most of them suggested. Talk it out. Her older brother helped out too as he was in the other room working. We basically put it that this hobby wasn't much different than her favorite hobby, which is Disney pin collecting. You go out, buy mystery packs or themed packs of said collectible item, collect them and possibly trade them if you find something someone else has that you'd like. You can even go to events and meet other people or sell it to possibly make some good money. After that, she said, oh wow, I guess that does make sense. She has since even asked about rules and games that I've played since. I think she does feel a little guilty that I had to actually had a conversation about it. But hopefully she'll be a bit more supportive of it now. Thanks everyone. What exactly counts as a mature hobby or an adult hobby? Is it watching Netflix all day? Drinking all night at the bar? Gossiping? Smoking? In my opinion, none of these activities are inherently more mature than collecting and playing Pokemon cards. Heck, if we are talking about productivity and skill building, collecting and playing Pokemon cards is better than the activities in the list. The best thing about being an adult is having free reign with regard to your hobbies. You now have an income to support what you love to do. You don't have to beg your parents anymore into buying those toys that you love. And as long as you aren't doing anything illegal or harmful, and as long as you're not neglecting your responsibilities, you should go for it. Have fun. Collect and play those Pokemon cards. Life is too short for you to sacrifice your happiness simply because of the opinions of other people, including your girlfriend. Plus, I know this can be hard to imagine because you're still very young. But I'm telling you, the older you get, the less you'll care about what other people think, and the more you'll try to hold on to happiness as you realize that you're getting older and getting closer to the finish line, so to speak. Dude. I'm 43 and I play Pokemon TCG. First off, how dare you enjoy something that you enjoy? How dare you? Playing the online version is basically playing a video game lol. No advice other than it cracks me up that you think that playing the Pokemon card game is leagues different than playing video games lol. If you're otherwise mature and responsible, then it doesn't matter what she thinks. My 30F husband, 30M, has changed for the better this past year, but we are supposed to be getting a divorce this year. My husband and I have been married for 6 years. Our marriage certainly hasn't been the happy fairy tale I envisioned. My husband has always been a hard worker, but when we were still dating, he at least made an effort to spend time with me. A year after we got married, it was like he stopped putting effort into our relationship. His personality also changed over the years. He went from being affectionate and considerate to being distant and bossy. He would constantly dictate everything, and he expected me to be this perfect wife who could read his mind. I tried very hard to make the marriage work, but I reached a point where I became mentally exhausted and depressed. I told my husband I wanted a divorce and he asked me to wait a year for a few reasons. Trying to fix things wasn't one of those reasons. Much to my surprise, he has changed for the better this past year. He isn't perfect, but he has made an effort to fix all of the complaints I had about our marriage. He actually spends time with me now, he does things just because he knows I like them, he actually asks and considers my opinion on things, etc. I don't think I've been this happy in my marriage since the first year. Then yesterday, my husband told me he had spoken to his lawyer and if there was anything I really wanted in the divorce I should let him know. I got super quiet after he said that because I had completely forgotten we were supposed to divorce soon. He asked me if I was okay, and I sort of mumbled that I was. He then made a comment about how this was what I wanted, and I blurted out something silly about wanting to keep the jewelry set I got on our wedding from his family to change the subject because I wasn't sure how I felt in the moment. I'm regretting asking for a divorce now, but I don't know if I should say anything. Please help me figure out what to do. Too long didn't read. I asked my husband for a divorce about a year ago. He requested we hold off for a year for a number of reasons, none of which included trying to work on our marriage. Despite that, he has changed for the better. Yesterday, he mentioned the divorce and I'm starting to have doubts. He is waiting for you to sit down and tell him everything you told us here. I have a feeling that he needs to hear more about all of the things he does right in your relationship and to be acknowledged for all that he does and especially that you love him. Otherwise, he would have come to you before his lawyer. Men need to know that they are loved and appreciated, and be acknowledged for all that the changes they make, just as much as women do. It is easy to forget sometimes. Communicate. The guy's not a mind reader. He did the work, now it's your turn. Of course you should say something. I could write more but it's really just that cut and dry. Go talk to him. Have you told him any of what you've said above? I don't just mean in terms of an improved relationship, but in terms of I've noticed X and I really appreciate it. People aren't mind readers, after all. If you're regretting asking for a divorce, then what does it hurt to sit down with him and talk about it? Worst case outcome is that you still end up getting divorced, but you might end up saving your marriage. It's got to be better than actually getting divorced and saying if only. Nobody is a mind reader. Tell him your feelings. If you never said that you were rethinking the divorce, then he took you at your word from a year ago. If your marriage continues, you could benefit from learning how to properly communicate with each other. Boyfriend, 23M, cheated and family have taken his side. I've been with Brat since we were 15 but had been close friends for 3 years before getting together. He'd come over for family gatherings and was friends with my sister's boyfriend, now husband. We moved in together earlier this year and that's when things kind of fell apart because we both want like entirely different things from life. He wants children and I personally don't. I'm not entirely against the idea of children but like not within the next 10 years. We haven't argued over it but that's mostly because of the current situation and I'm busy with work and uni and he's busy with work. We rarely see each other lately but that was going to change once I finished university and got a decent job. I found out by a close friend of ours telling me, a few months after finding out about him cheating, so we weren't even having problems when he cheated on me. We were in the best part of our relationship then. I confronted him and we broke up. I asked to move in with my mum who refused to enable this and then asked my sister who thankfully agreed. They've been inviting him around, because they're still friends, her husband and my ex. He still wants our relationship to work. I'm the one who's ending things. I played a part in our relationship ending because a relationship takes work. They know he's a good guy who didn't mean it. Thing is, I've messaged him and spoken to him about trying again but he's made it clear he'd pick his affair partner over me. Can't cut him off without cutting family off and I don't want to jump to cutting people off especially when I rely on them for living arrangements. Sorry if this isn't the place to post. Your family is pathetic. You're hurt and they don't give a fuck. Consider cutting them off. Edit, wait, the ex can move in but not you? Fuck them. Show your family where he doesn't choose you. He didn't choose you while you were in a committed relationship, and he told you to your face he would choose his affair partner over you. Start asking your family why they are choosing someone who chose someone else. over their own family, a literal daughter. He doesn't want you, but your family is still trying to force him on you. You deserve better. Ask your family that. Ask them if they don't think you deserve better, that you deserve the best partner you could have. Ask them why they want you to settle for unhappiness. Why do you want you to settle for someone who doesn't even want to settle with you? Ask them why your happiness is less important than a man who can't keep his dick out of women who aren't you. Be vulgar. Be shocking. Demand to know why they are putting someone above you, who isn't family, who did something unforgivable, over you. Why are you so minuscule and unimportant to your family? Why don't your feelings matter? Ask them. Demand they answer. The only way they will get that they have no right to force you into this situation, is to show them how ignorant they are of the situation. I don't understand how your family would take his side when he has made it clear that he'd pick his affair partner over you. How on earth did he not mean to cheat? I don't think you can accidentally sleep with someone else. What did he do? Slip and fall on someone when they were both nude? Cheating is cheating, not matter how nice a person is. Some people don't take cheating all that seriously. They think it's a problem to be worked out rather than a relationship killer. They're not going to understand this from your point of view. You can ask your sister what she'd do if her husband cheated. That will either force her to see it from your perspective, or you'll find out it's not a big deal for her. Maybe her husband has already cheated, so taking your side in this would invalidate her own decision to stay in the relationship.